What's going on YouTube? It's Trey here and welcome to my channel. As you guys have probably already read from the title, I'm going to be showing you how to fix the error message that you're receiving that states that the hook is not in position. Alright, so there's a couple different ways that you can do this. The first way I'm going to show you is not my preferred way to do it. However, it's nice to know just in case the second way doesn't work for you. So the first step is to remove 6 screws from the side panel. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now typically these holes will have this little cap on it which covers the screw. I like to leave mine off just in case I need to remove the screws in the future. I don't have to go through the process of removing these because this can be a little bit tedious. So I just leave mine off. You can put them in a Ziploc bag and put them wherever you store your embroidery supplies. I find that to be an effective way to keep things organized, especially these little tiny pieces, excuse me, like this. So yeah, once you remove those, you're going to go ahead and remove the screws. So right now I have in a total of 2 screws, I believe, because no, 3 screws. I have 1 in the front and I have 2 in the back. So I like to do it that way as well because, like I said, it can be a little bit tedious to have to remove these each and every time you may want to remove this side cover. So you don't need to touch the screws that are connecting the front cover, only the side ones. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll talk to you guys in a minute. Alright, so now that I've loosened up the screws, I need to go ahead and remove the side panel. So in order for me to do that, I need to lift this up slightly and pull it out towards me. Okay, so once you have the cover removed, your next step is to locate the hook, which is in this area. And it's very simple to move. All you need to do is either push it slightly down or slightly up, depending on where your hook is located. I like to leave mine at the highest position because there's no way to quantify this, and I find it quite difficult to try to eyeball something and get it exactly the same each and every time. So yeah, I leave mine at the highest point, and I don't typically even remove the side panel. I only come over here if I see that the method that I typically use, which is the needle plate method, isn't working. So like I said, you can put it at the highest point and then leave it alone. And then once you find the correct position that you want to place it in, you'll just go ahead and replace your cover. And then also reattach the screws and the caps as well. Alright, that's locked into position. You want to make sure that it's properly placed before you try to reattach the screws. So it's pretty simple to pop back in. So mine is in. I'm going to just go ahead and reattach a couple of screws. And then we're going to go over to the front of the machine so I can show you the needle plate method. Alright, so the second way that you can fix the hook not in position error message is by removing the needle plate. Alright, so in order to do that, you're going to need to remove your bobbin from inside of here. Alright, remove that. And then you're going to get yourself a multi-bit ratchet screwdriver, I believe it's called. I'm not sure, but I'll link this one specifically down in the description box. But you want to get yourself one of these. I believe that there's also a compact screwdriver that comes with the kit. However, that one didn't work well for me, so I got myself one of these from Amazon. It was about $10, so like I said, I'll link this one down in the description. But if you have one already, perfect. Alright, so what you're going to do is take your screwdriver and you're going to remove the screws that are located on the plate. Alright, so once you remove the needle plate, what you want to do is make sure that you don't have a buildup of thread in this area, because what happens is sometimes when we're embroidering, especially when we do lots of projects, the thread can get caught up in this area here, and that could be potentially causing the hook not in position message. So what you want to do is just go ahead and make sure that you don't have a buildup of thread. If you have thread here, if you see any thread, especially up close here where the needle is actually hitting, you want to make sure that you remove that. What I typically do is I use a Q-tip or my fingers, whatever works best for you. You can even use a tweezer, but with the tweezer you want to be careful not to you know, scratch up the area underneath the needle plate. So my area is pretty clear right now because this is something that I do. As I said, this is my preferred method, especially when you just want to remove your hoop and you know, make it a quick process. So what I like to do after I remove the thread is to press the scissor button on the machine. So if you have the Ricoma EM1010, you know that the scissor button is located at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to press that off camera, but you're going to see how it functions underneath the needle plate. So I'm going to press that. Okay, so now that that went through successfully, I know that my hook is in the proper position. And then from here, I'll just replace my hoop and continue working on my project. But this to me is the best way. The only reason I'll go over to the side panel is if this method doesn't work for me. But this method has worked for me countless of times. So this is my go-to way. It's easy, it's simple, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you like the video, just make sure you subscribe if you feel called, and I'll see you guys in the next video.